friends. Let's take a moment to arrive, to leave all the thoughts behind, making space for us to coming into an exchange. Wow, I find it, the energy since 2 days, so challenging. So challenging. And with that, I'm getting very good in holding the space for myself and becoming really aware about all the different things that move with me. And I don't even know how to say that. It's like I'm feeling good, and at the same time I don't really feel good. And it feels like there's just something, a little fire inside flickering. It's like when I really sit down and really there's this, it's like going deeper and deeper inside myself. And what it is connected to is this awareness of that I'm always existing. That I always exist, and that I will always exist, and that there's no beginning and no end. And it feels a little bit like a prison. Something in me feels like I just wanna, at one point I wanna have it ending. No experience, just nothing. And this I find, especially with the human mind, to comprehend very difficult. And another part that feels connected to it is also that I realize that I have everything that I need right now. I don't have to go anywhere. I don't need anything else. I'm here, present in the moment, and that's it. And on one hand, it's so beautiful because it gives you freedom and on the other hand, there's nothing I can go to. There's no goal, because then I have it, then I'm achieving it, and then what? So how I realized this is my mission in this life is to co-create a new way of growing up and living, especially focused on kids and young people in my age right now, to bring them back into remembrance, to create a space where they can be, where they don't have to go somewhere else or where they have to go back for something. It's not going to be a retreat. It's going to be a place, and it's going to be places around the whole world with the same intention, with the same grounded idea, created and expressed in multi-dimensional ways. And what I'm seeing is that there are schools and new ideas existing already that are so magical and so beautiful. For example, where kids in Russia learning the whole curriculum of the school in sometimes just 1 year, and are starting to study in the age of 11. And it's not just one person there, they're all like this. And it shows that we are all that intelligent. And it's just about what they're speaking. I will put you a link of videos also down of this school in Russia. Where they meet with an open heart, each other, and with that openness, the energy can flow, which holds information. And in that space, the kids are the teachers at the same time. And if you remembered already something, if you have the knowledge, and you meet somebody with an open heart, this energy just easily, super easily flows from one source to the other, giving and receiving. And this goes so fast there that the kids learn in 2 weeks the whole curriculum of mathematics, for example. And again, that shows us how intelligent we are, and that separation is the source of us using only, I don't know what it was, 3% of our brain or something like this. And we are, as we all know, in this awakening process, where I have to say we are still so much in the beginning, where we start to remember and start to access more percentage of our brain, and with that also our 12 DNA strings. And like I said before, my mission is to bring these concepts because it's beautiful that it's existing, but there are so less people knowing about it, and even less people creating a similar space for that. And I feel I'm here to connect these things and to create places similar like this around the whole world and to connect them. And the first thing that I'm seeing when this is starting to happen, that the kids, that us, the new generation, is developing a technique that we call teleportation or opening of portals. But to come into connection and in using the space in that way, in that reality of like really being physically close to each other, we creating the portals and the teleportation to go from one school or from one place to the other in a second, less than a second. And another very important part to that is that we are not isolated in the younger generation, but that we come together with all generations. Because in a very easily communal setting where you have all generations, the kids learn by living. And it's the most loving experience. On one day they wake up and thinking, I want to go today with my uncle and see how he's doing pottery, for example. On the next day, the kid I wake up again, and today I just want to play. with the other ones. I just want to go climb on the trees. I want to ride the dragon. I want to swim in the sea. I want to build something, whatever. Just being in my imagination and playing is learning. I'm reconnecting with my intuition. I'm strengthening my imagination, and there's nobody saying stop. On the next day, I wake up and I want to use my hands and want to learn how to cook. I want to learn how to make nourishing food for my body. So I go with my grandmother, for example, or somebody else who likes to cook there. And again, the same principle of a place where we are open, where we are heart connected and open, information can flow so easily. And we start to remember, and in this process of arriving here on this earth in a healthy community setting where we have this freedom, like I explained now, we learn to be independent, we learn to be responsible, and we learn from the beginning what it means to live with other people together, what it means to be heart open. And we learn and have the ability to learn and to get to know as many personalities of ourselves as we want to and as possible, because everybody is a mirror, and we have the allowance to go into any perspective, to see my grandmother, to learn something about myself from her, to learn something about myself from him, to learn something about myself from here, from there, from here, from there. And many of us are so lost because we have been our whole life in a very small bubble of specific things, and all the time repeating and repeating and repeating. And most of the things weren't even healthy, so we repeated and repeated and repeated very unhealthy things. And now we are all here trying to get out of that, and we all know how shitty that is. How shitty that is. And for me, this knowledge of things that we're learning in school is not even very necessary for a life. You don't learn how to build a house, for example. Earlier I said, I don't even know how to pay taxes or what that means. But this even is also because we don't need that in the world that we're creating. But to learn the basic things and learn to be grounded. This should be the first thing that should be learned in a school or in a place where kids are arriving. Especially now that the kids are more and more highly connected to the realms, to the higher realms and to galactic wisdom. It's important that they receive information and remember how to ground themselves in, that the soul can completely arrive and be present here. So grounding would be the first thing for me. Let the kids walk barefoot. Let them play as much as possible outside. Let them eat very healthy, grounded food. Like also all this food, the sugar, the fast food, the very processed food. It's all there to, I really see it. It's like whoop, getting us up, whoop, out of the body, whoop, out of the body, whoop, out of the body. But we want to be here. We want to be here. Techniques. How can I come fully in my body? How can I let the energies flow through my body? And so I feel this is part of my mission to bring this together. And I realized, or I noticed before, that's why I want to use this channel. To build a community, to attract and magnetize more possibilities to me in different kind of ways. Of whatever. Finding new places to visit, to get inspired, finding people with the same, who are on the same path with me, who we just have to meet, and then we know what's going to be. And I used social media, and I think intentionally also I started with this channel because I was trying to get this spirit, the frequency of this place that I want to create, or the frequency that I want to embody more and more, to have this online. And now my best friend is here, and another guy in the same age of us, and I felt like now, because I'm going to the Netherlands and it's the next step for creating that, I felt it's a little bit like not a preparation, but an allowance to get more in that frequency already. And now that I suddenly have it just around me, that I'm feeling seen, and that I can make all these things that I always wanted to do to create that space, I just have it. It's around me. They are suddenly really people like I wished for. Like I wish for why I did it. And now I have it. And then I was like, I don't need this anymore. I also don't need really social media anymore. I don't need Instagram anymore. That's why I said I had the feeling I want to delete it, because this is just the middle way. It's not the end. I see how we're going to be connected and how we don't need these devices to do what we do right now with these devices. But then I moved more through the process, and I understand, okay, it's just a new perspective and a new way of me using these tools. So now I'm having everything I need around me, and realize that I had everything I need around me. And now I can really just use this to share what I have. And that's very beautiful. And that gives a totally new energy to it. So now I also feel it helped me in the process of, it's not about achieving views anymore or more people to follow or anything, because this is just an extra. But it's not my main focus anymore. And I'm so grateful for the 2 boys that I'm having right now. And it's giving me again a new fire inside of myself to create that, because the guy is here at the Healing Circus Sanctuary where I'm living for retreat for 3 weeks, and then he's going back. And what? And that's why I want to create as fast as possible a place where the people that I'm meeting can go and can stay, where they can learn and remember that it's possible to trust, that love, unconditional love, can be the foundation, that they can be seen, that they don't have to compare themselves with each other, where they feel supported and uplifted. Because we had a few people also in my age here being in their own processes, and then they went back. And they went back into the same patterns, they went back into the same environment. And I'm very sad for that, because I see the potential, I see the beauty that they're carrying, and I want them to have a space where they can completely tap into that and make themselves free from all that is not theirs. And this is a very, very exciting journey, and I'm grateful for all of that, and also for the clarity that I'm getting so much. And because I don't need anything anymore right now, I have everything I need. I go for a beautiful, magical journey now to the Netherlands, and I really feel everything is starting to just roll and roll and roll. And I also trust so much that I will be, after the step, there will come another step of like just this guidance and the support that I'm having, this abundance. I'm just able to trust and more in that. And the more I'm trusting, the more I can focus on that, visualizing it, realizing it, and bringing it into my life. And this is where I'm going right now, so I don't have to worry about anything anymore. And this is just puts me in the moment, and I feel a little bit like, but because I am so used to going to something. I want to achieve this, I want to achieve this. And it was a whole process for me understanding what I want and why I'm here. And it's getting more and more clear, even though I feel like we come a lot more to the surface still. But like the main thing is clear for me, and I go for it. And then yesterday I was so afraid suddenly of, I don't want to get there, because what's then? I got so afraid of really completely stepping and being in the new age and in this peace and this freedom, because what then? And that helped me to realize that it's really about the moment and about the journey, and that we should really enjoy every single thing that we are experiencing, because we will never arrive. There will never be an end. And for my logical mind, it doesn't make really sense what I'm saying right now. Because I said like, then we're there. But yeah, exactly. We're still here and we are continuing with our journey. So we're creating something new to experience. But this is really like saying, okay, Fina, just enjoy what you have right now. And I feel I'm quite far for my age, for a reason, and I want to go with that and be with that. And I really feel like I will pull things together. But everything feels so different now, with this realization of that I will never arrive somewhere, because I'm already here. So there's not this like, I'm so excited, this is not there anymore. And it feels like a very big step. It feels very grown up, and I don't really know how to handle that. And I'm wondering what is really the natural state. How does it feel like? And we might gonna come closer and closer to that. How does this unconditional love and this through authenticity really feels like? Because we are lived so much in this duality, that we think that this high is it, that this excitement, this peak of joy it is. Because this low and heavy feels so bad. But how does the neutral point feel like? The neutral point is through authenticity. because in a neutral point you're aware about everything. And I must also say, I really enjoy of knowing where I'm going and not knowing where I'm going. Because there's an energy that my mind is in some way translating, and I'm getting some little pieces like I shared you before. But this is not the whole thing. This is just like it's like comprehending. It's like when we have, it's like you're creating a video, for example, something, and then you want to put it somewhere, but because our vessels are not so used to these high frequencies comprehended, and only the main informations are there. But the whole thing is whee, and my feet is sleeping so much more. And I'm very proud of myself, how I'm holding myself and all of that. And at the same time, I still feel also that I can share it more. I'm still afraid of like sharing it with people. I don't know, there's still blockage, and I really feel like it's losing itself because it doesn't make any sense. But it's still there. So I really want to move through that also. Because expression and sharing, that's it. Yeah. And to give all of that a name about my purpose, I want to share with you that I woke up 3 years ago or something, or 2.5 years, in the night. And I woke up and I had like really, now I see it even visually, but I was like so connected to source or any higher realms, and there came 3 words down: school of remembrance. And it moved through my whole body. It kind of shaken something, and I wasn't aware about anything at all at that point. I was really at the beginning of my remembering journey. But this was very powerful, and from that moment on it kept with me. It was my, now I see it, it was my tingling. I was like laying safely in an egg, very safely, and it was the first crack. Now I'm here, just out of my egg, and I'm starting to feel my body, my wings, and I'm starting to use them bit by bit with some afraid steps, which feels so big at the beginning, and after you're doing them more and more, they're getting so easy and you get so used to it. And the school of remembrance really comes from my heart, lays in my heart, and everything I'm doing from now on is focused on that, and will go into that. With that, I wake up as intention to bring that to life. And again, now I feel it again, there's at the same time this fear of like achieving that, because again like then what? So it's like, Peter, just be in the moment and enjoy. But it changed something, I think, of like understanding your purpose. It doesn't matter still what you're doing. it doesn't matter. I'm still, I'm love to wash dishes. I'm cleaning the house and things. But everything is an energy, and I intentionally, everything I'm doing is doing it for that. And with that, I will just materialize it more and more and more. And then again, it doesn't matter if I'm making a video to speak to more people, or if I'm brooming the floor right now. And the first thing that might gonna happen is a pippy house. It's for people here in Portugal, and we call it pippy house. For everybody who doesn't know, Pippi Longstocken. She's a very powerful, free-spirited girl. Who, I think Astrid Lindgren wrote I'm not sure if it Astrid. But yeah, I'm not good with that. But somebody famous out there wrote books about her. And she's very strong physically also. And has a very colorful house. And I would just recommend you to watch it if you don't see it. Then you will get a bit more of the idea. And the Pippi house is hopefully going to be a big shared house for people in my age and a little bit younger. To live together. To have the space open for younger kids. To have the space open for older people. For older kids. Because everybody is a kid. Like I said, to have this exchange of these generations, which I find very important, but the main focus is to live together as these young kids, to open our hearts, to be in this heart connection, and to let the energy flow, and to create, to develop something together, to bring this knowledge and this galactic wisdom down, to help this planet come back into balance, or more actually to create awareness, to shift into a new earth, to create permission slips to shift into the new earth, and to support each other, to pull each other up, and especially kids in my age and younger, the main ones. You have some amazing kids right now being so awake and having parents who are far already in understanding how to raise children in a better, more advanced way. Not better, more advanced. To help them to develop their own gifts, to remember their own gifts, to stay in their truth, to stay in their intuition, which is a very important part, to ground themselves. But the main thing, kids are very, very lost. And like I said before, I can also know when they're here, I can see the potential in it, and that there are moments where this can be expressed, but then often goes back. And then if they're going back into their old environments, it's very difficult. Most of them will not make it in something or in a place like this. And that's why it started to happen, that we're creating places like this. And it would be amazing to find investors for that. To build up a space like this, and then to share that space with as many people as possible. The idea is to have a very colorful house also, and to have the doors always open for everybody to come who would like to experience that frequency that is being held, and from there it can be expanded. And what I also feel is that most who are ready for that will not in that way come from social media, but it's more they just feel called to it and they know where to go. This is the magic. This is what I said before. At the end, we don't need these devices anymore to connect and to bring people together again. By allowing ourselves to feel our intuition, and I think that's also what I would like to use this channel for, to help to ground and to find your intuition, because with your intuition you can be guided to your path where you belong, where you want to go. And the stronger you all and the kids getting into their intuition, the more they can be called to that place and come. So for now, will go to the Netherlands. Like I said before, I still don't really know what's going to happen there. But I will visit the friends. It will be a visiting, and if there's something starting to happen and I can use my energy, my frequency there to create something, I will do that definitely. Then the idea is to maybe go back to Germany for a moment to visit my parents, because I'm very close there. I would love to see the space where I grew up, because I have a lot of gratitude for that place and I want to give it back to the earth there. I have my old class teacher I want to talk to, because she also always had a vision about creating a school, and we never came into an exchange, so I feel called to do that. And then I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe I'm going to come back very soon to Portugal to create that Pippi house, because like I said, also now this boy, I don't want him that he have to go back. I want him to have a space where he can stay. And yeah. And this again, what I said, like there's still this feeling of this excitement, and at the same time just this like, okay, I'm just being in the moment and letting that flow, and there's just a different intention behind it, or a different force behind it. And the next video will, I think, be about a main topic that's going on with me, and that also sometimes holds me back to create this school of remembrance. And it's about comparing, about this deep program that we got about comparing ourselves with each other. And I realized that I'm not alone in that, and I really want to share that from my heart, how I'm handling that, how it feels for me, and my understanding about that. When you're doing such a good job, and I can feel how we all start to be more gentle to ourselves, and to love ourselves more, and have compassion for ourselves. And I can feel this appreciation that you're expressing for me doing this, and I'm very grateful for that. And I'm looking forward to make more videos to ground ourselves and to come into our intuition. And at the same time, all these things I want to do just here also, you know. So I will just see how it goes to flow together, because this is really something I was first afraid of. Like, I was easy of sharing things like this, but not there. So I really want to practice this in the first place, because that's everything I need. This is just an extra, like I said before. And with that, give you a really very, very warm hug. A very warm hug. And I love you. And thank you.